Yo, what up, everybody? How are you doing? How are you guys doing on this wonderful day? I'm doing okay. I'm doing great, actually. It's my day off. We're chilling. I wanted to take some time out today to speak about the Ace novel or something within the Ace novel that kind of bothered me a bit. But before we do that, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell notification. So, all right, gotta enunciate. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can get updated with more videos like this. I'm not even gonna edit that out because we all make mistakes and we're just vibing. We're having a good time. So, none of that. So, without further ado, let's get into the video because I'm trying to make this bitch quick. I'm gonna start hitting you guys up with some quick videos, get in and get out, hitting that lick. You ain't trying to stand around. For the people that don't know what a lick is, a robbery. Trying to, I ain't gonna sit there and wait for the cops to come. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do, and then skedaddle, get the fuck out of there. Anyways, so let's talk about it. The Ace novel, great. I love reading One Piece like this. For me, I don't read fucking books, guys. I'm not dumb. I'm not a dummy. I think you could be smart and not read. The only things I really typically read nowadays is manga and fight stuff, analytics, breakdowns, technique stuff, blase blase. And we have YouTube where you can sit down on lectures and research a bunch of anything and everything. Why am I justifying why I don't read and whether that makes me dumb or not? Anyways, into the Ace novels. As I was saying, reading One Piece like this is amazing. You know, we're so used to getting it in a medium where we see what's going on and reading what's going on. And now, since we're like so familiar with the characters, we're reading it. So we're just visualizing what the characters looking like and how they're interacting, how they may be laughing, what the scene may look like at a certain time. Because we're familiar with some of these places I mentioned within the novel. I'm specifically speaking about the second novel, not the first one. Should have said that in the beginning, but it's just fucking fun, man. It's so cool to absorb One Piece like this. I wish we can get more, especially when One Piece is finished. Just start throwing them out like Naruto and Bleach. Just keep throwing these shits out. Pop, 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 pop. Hit us with these content. You know what I'm saying? Pop, pop. Reading through the second Ace novel, we get so many cool interactions with characters who we're familiar with and characters who we're semi-familiar with. And also, let me sidetrack here real quick. We get some cool ass details about the Yonkos and how they, associate themselves with their piracy, with the type of piracy they associate themselves with. So, for like Big Mom, for example, they mentioned that she's more of like mafioso type of Yonko, where she doesn't set sail as much anymore. She usually stays on her island, on her castle, in her castle, and she lets her family run it. I mean, obviously we know some of the shit about Big Mom already, but the way it's read within the novel comes off interesting, really. I mean, they talk about Shanks, how, this Shanks is just kind of more low key and people really don't know too much about him and what his goals are and what his goals aren't. And then they talk about Whitebeard and the type of piracy he allows in his territories and the shit that he doesn't put up with. They just dip and dive into different characteristics of the Yonkos where you're like, okay, makes sense that Whitebeard doesn't allow slaves in his territory. Makes sense that Whitebeard doesn't allow drugs being passed in his territory. Because when we sit down and say who's a good pirate, who's a bad pirate, Kaido's a bad pirate because it's free for all on his territory. We're doing drugs, we're doing fake devil fruits, we're selling weapons, everything. And Whitebeard is more of the good pirate where he's like, no slaves, none of that other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it as clean as possible. It was just a cool little pow, especially since we're in the Yonko saga of One Piece. I liked it. But back to Ace, and what kind of shook me up a little bit and made me feel away was Ace is aboard the Moby Dick at this time, not a part of the crew yet. He's just still voyaging and figuring himself out, figuring out if he really does want to stay. If you read the novel, you understand where he's at in the story, or mentally where he's at at this part of the story. He mentions Luffy, and he says, "Yeah, I have a little brother who's gonna set sail any day now." And I'm like, "What? Hold the fuck on! Hold the fuck on! Are you telling me that this is how fast this is moving? Where Ace is not even a part of the Whitebeard crew, and any day now, Luffy's gonna set sail." Put into perspective where my brain went. Luffy set sail, and from Luffy setting sail to making his way to Alabasta, how fast is that? A few months? Are we fucking serious, Oda? Are we serious, Oda? That doesn't sit right here for me. It's too quick. That moves too quick for me. Ace has a lot of struggles that he has to go through just finding his way onto the crew of the Whitebeard Pirates. Not because they didn't want him on and they were trying to push him away, just because he had a lot of internal things he was trying to figure out. He had a generational pain that he was building up from his father. He didn't have the right conviction. He was just a mess. He started his pirate journey as a complete mess. And he was sorting himself out on the Whitebeard crew, not a part of the Whitebeard crew at this point. He spends a significant amount of time in the second novel figuring himself out. The novel ends with him joining the crew. So you're telling me with the novel ending with him joining the crew, to him becoming second commander, to Teach and Thatch having that situation, and Teach becoming Blackbeard, and now Ace is chasing after him. All that conspires and transpires way too quick for me. Way too quick for me. And this brings up a bigger issue that I have with Oda's writing of a One Piece. And yes, whoa, what a surprise. I'm not a complete Oda stan. I'm objective and I can point out things, at least that I think are wrong with the story. I don't like how the timetable moves, with the Straw Hats in particular. They haven't been together for that long as a crew at all. Especially with the 2-year time skip. Maybe a few months. I believe Tekken did this one time where he broke it down. It hasn't been that long. And to me, leaves a little nasty taste in my mouth. I don't like it so much. I wish they spent a year or two together before they went on a 2-year time skip, and now where the story's at. Not because power levels and things like that, just because of character relationships between each other. That's all I'm saying. And now, especially when it comes to Ace, especially when it comes to a character like Ace who's had so much going on in his life, especially at this point that was expressed so much in the novel. You're telling me he went through all this fucking abuse he put himself, mental abuse he put himself through because his father was Roger, and finally feeling accepted, making his way into the second commander slot in the Whitebeard Pirates, to then run away and chase after Blackbeard, to then get caught by Blackbeard, to get handed over to the Marines, then to just die in the battle after getting released and saved by his brother, and then killed protecting the Whitebeard, fighting for the Whitebeard name. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that. I fucking hate it. I do. And it doesn't take away from the story for me. Well, it does. But I still love the story. I still appreciate the story. I still love Ace as a character. I still love One Piece. It's just things like this that I just... fuck, man. It's months in between these things where Whitebeard went to war with the Marines for Ace, and I'm not taking that away just because he didn't spend as much time as I thought he did on the Whitebeard Pirates. I'm not taking that away. I understand why Whitebeard did what he did, because from the beginning, when Whitebeard met Ace, you can tell Whitebeard really cherished Ace's soul and who he was. Kind of more so than, I don't want to say more than anyone else on his crew, but you can just tell he had an affinity for Ace. And understanding Ace's relationship with Thatch and Teach within the novel, we get to see that Thatch and Teach are actually like two of the bigger pillars that sway and push and motivate Ace to become a Whitebeard pirate. So I understand how that situation dissolves and makes Ace want to go crazy and rampant and get revenge. I totally understand that, and it makes everything that happened between Ace and Whitebeard super solid to me. It's just the time it took to get there just too quick for me. You guys can feel the way you want to feel about it. I am speaking about my opinion. Don't hang me for it. I'm not hanging Oda for it. I don't hate One Piece for it. It's just something I feel it's a little too quick. And again, I mentioned with the Straw Hats, I feel like that's a little too quick, and I try not to think about it too much because it's one of those things like with hockey and stuff like that where I'm just like, don't like the way this is written too much, but it is what it is. It's not a make or break situation for me. That's just a little thing I wanted to touch on right there. That's it. So Ace is still a cool ass character. I still love him. I feel like Oda made a mistake there, but it is what it is. Can't go back now. It's published. It's out for everyone to read, which you should read. Pay that, what is it, like $1.99, $2 on Viz. Don't be a cheapskate and pirate that shit on the internet. Support Oda, especially since he's doing sick right now. Especially since he is sick right now. We're on a 2-week break before we get the next One Piece. Oda's been killing it for 20-something years. let's give the man what he deserves and put your money up to actually show appreciation for what he has done for us and the anime community and everything. So that's all I have to say today, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I always appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, dislike. If you dislike the video, that's fine. Let's talk a little bit about in the comment section. I'm cool to go back and forth about situations and things like that. Enlighten me. Maybe something I'm missing about storytelling, that something fast paced like this is okay and accepted, and put me on. What's up? I'm down to learn something new. But till then, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm Valentine, and I'm out. Later.